Kiến hả? After.
He's
You do realize
Florida.
This is retarded class.
That's going east, please. Now we're getting this squared away. There are a lot of people that do not appear on the interview. We're trying to get squared away so we can get names of those that are not in.
Oyster course?
Yep.
It's pretty, ain't it?
Blackout hole.
Take on.
Let's go back to that walk now, and you're going to be lining up. Lining up, watch your ringmaster. He's going over to the second center. He's going to line you up on the rail. North side of the ring this time. Line up time. I think we got everything straightened out. We've had a little mistake. Some of the names have not been recorded on the entry sheets, and we get that corrected. And we're going now to line up. And top of it. And that's first place the war at the blue ribbon. Trophy right on down, Rooster Bean on prize, Lucky. Yeah. Rooster Bean to the blue.
Is that going to be Randall or Gary? I like that horse.
I like that horse too. That horse makes class.
Second place award you're going to write down. 77 is Randall Phillips. Second in the class.
Who's third?
Gary.
That third place right on down, number 77, Gary Bowman. Ready, to the bone.
Who's fourth?
Cutting to the bone, Gary Bowman right to third.
I got it right down. Isn't that great?
The fourth place award, fourth place, you write down Willie Breeding on Connie Dark Prize. Willie Breeding the fourth in the class.
Who's fifth?
And the fifth award belongs to you, number 24, Big Grant on Red Ranger. Big Grant riding the fifth in the class. Let's go on, these riding to make a round of applause now. Thank you for coming out and joining this class at the Putnam County Fair County Show. Thank you, riders.
Take care. Emilio doesn't know way.
All right, we got a Jack Levin that winning down the middle in front of the North River and around the ball. Rooster Bean, 775, Lucky Generator. He's the winner of the class. Right, as you may want to enjoy, if you will, please. We may have just a slight delay with the tax change for the rider. We got 4 in and 1 possibly on the way. 4 entries in the ring and 1 more will be coming in. And this is a speed wrecking class, but perhaps to not sacrifice style or speed in this class. Speed wrecking class. We have 1 more on the way. He made just a little time of the tax change that was needed. Should be here shortly. Just the next to the last class in the show. So let us remind you lest we might forget the judges of the show tonight. Judging the Western class is Timmy Joe Stewart, Jamestown, Tennessee, and Jason Todd with the other classes. He's working on Bethpage, Tennessee. Jason Todd is coming up here for a long time and showing not only here in Cookville, but in this area. And Timmy Joe Stewart is here out of Jamestown. The ringmaster, Kim Maxwell, working with us in many capacities, in addition to being chairman of the show. The organizer is Wayne Neighbors from here in Cookville, and we thank those people for their contribution to the show. My name is Drew Huffine, and it's been a good night, and we've enjoyed it, and always look forward to the Putnam County Fair Show for some fun. Not only the fine horses and riders, but a lot of good friends that we have a chance to see again and be associated with. This is the best of the gold judge, and that's the class with 5 entries in the race. Year on the rail now. And going to the show, and a reminder to all, do not sacrifice style for speed in this class, even though it is a speed ranking class. And you're working the show off. Gilman rides Rocky Top Express 77. 177 Brent Bowman, Rooster the man. 224 Henry on generator St. Patrick. Let's go to the slow rack now, riders, the slow rack. 731 Quentin Guppy. Right up to Steakable, J.F.K. 155 Melanie Beckworth aboard Casper. That makes 5 entries in this class. 5 entries. We're going to take it out now. We're going to the fast track. Fast track. Lining up, that means the rescue race is next. They'll be getting ready outside for the rescue race. So the ring is cleared. We'll be calling the horses in for the rescue race. Be getting ready. Donald Jones, leads you to the stage area. And all the winners of the fashion tonight. If you placed it into fashion and you have a check coming, that check is waiting for you on the stage area. Check with us and pick up your check now while they're available. Speed ranking class, and now we're ready for the awards in the class, and that first place in the class goes to entry number 77, that's Gary Coleman, riding Rocky Top Express to the Blue River. Here he comes. 47 second, and that's Brent Bowman riding Rooster the Man. Third place, right on in, Ed Henry on Generator St. Patrick for this class. And the fourth goes to 751, Quinn and Guffey with unmistakable JLA, fourth. And the fifth award to Melody Beckwith on Casper 155, fifth in the class. All right. They're the ring because we got the entry coming around. The winning entry, making a final run onto the track, and then is Gary Bowman on Rocky, top edge red. Look at him go. Way out there. Gary Bowman with Rocky, top edge red.
I think wire.
Thanks, Jack. I'll be there. I hope that I will see some other folks from Pocono tomorrow.
Well, Glenn, we always enjoy working with you, and it's been great to have you with us tonight. And let's talk a little bit about Pocono. Tomorrow, NASCAR on Fox returns with Next Cup Racing, presented by Sub for Pocono. As defending champion Jimmy Johnson looks to extend his lead in the driver's standings and defend his title against the world's best drivers. NASCAR racing from Pocono tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and high definition only on Fox. Now we return you to NASCAR 360.
Will you help me for a sec? Dale's my brother. He drives my motorhome. He works on the Bush team, works on the team part-time. I mean, I don't wear any of this stuff. I don't know why I would even sweatshirt. He's there too.
I think that me being there helps him out because I'm there every week, and as family, you know, he can talk to me about anything he wants.
Here, we gotta count how many hangers I brought. Then I have to take them back to the apartment. I need hangers there too. See what we can do. Get another year going here. Hey Dick, you have to go for coffee here in a minute.
This year, going to Daytona, I know a lot of guys are going to ask me, like, what's it going to feel like running the Daytona 500 for your last time? It's going to be emotional. So I haven't had time to think about it, because right now I'm just thinking about trying to figure out how I need to win this race. I'm really optimistic going into it. It'd be great to come out of a good, strong top 10 finish, although I'm going to win the thing. I'm not thinking 10. I'm thinking I'm going to win.
Like the way time flies. Seems like I've just here.
The Daytona 500, how it's evolved, really hasn't been any different except for the infrastructure, the facilities. The track's never been paved since I've run. I don't think it's been paved in 30 years. But this year, it's a whole different looking Daytona. Made it more look like a Disney World looking atmosphere in the center, which is beautiful. And I think it's going to be a real fan-friendly race.
You feel something so incredibly different at Daytona every year that it can't get old. Daytona is such a huge week. There's so many fans and such a great atmosphere at Daytona. It makes it a pretty special place to be, and it's pretty awesome to be able to race in the Daytona 500. Last year coming to Daytona, nobody knew who I was. This year, everything's changed. It's real crazy sometimes to see how many people like me. It's pretty cool that there's that many fans out there that like watching me race. A lot of fun about and interact with some of those people.
Casey
local fan base is pretty big. There's a lot of girls of all ages and men, but mostly girls of all ages. Popularity is getting pretty close to a rock star now.
Good, are you?
When I won my first race, being young from the West Coast, overly aggressive driver, and making full of mistakes early on, created an identity that I'll be tabbed with for a while.
Very good.
No problem.
The negative perception of her would be arrogant, overly aggressive. But I know who Kurt really is, and I know that's not true. With anyone in the public eye, there's always going to be people that think negatively.
There's a group that doesn't like you, there's a group that likes you. You can't get wrapped up in too much of what the fans' perception is of just one specific driver from the mistakes I've made in the past. But this championship will help change some of that.
Congratulations on winning the championship.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
150 miles of action. A Gatorade duel at Daytona.
Qualifying at Daytona is different than any track we go to. And the dual 150s, how you finish in that is how it lines you up for the start of the Daytona 500. Start of the race in 8th position. Drove right up to second place pretty quickly.
Looks like Harvick sort of proved me wrong here. Made a nice move on the outside, bringing Rusty with him. But still on.
It was great. We had a great 150 going. Good handling card, whole 9 yards.
Jimmy Johnson leading the race. There's Kevin Harvick. Was tucked up tight behind Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson going into the infield. Whoa, Rusty! Another mile backstretch ride at Daytona for Rusty Wallace. A major pile up. Ryan sort through it. ARW.
I see the 29 and the 48 spin. I hear that on the radio, and all of a sudden the entire back straightaway fills in total smoke. You couldn't see nothing. That definitely was the hardest hit I've ever took. They knocked all the wind out of me. I just got dizzy for a minute, and got out of that baby and survived it. I never thought I'd hit like that my whole life. I did.
Boy, what happened? I think you need to ask Kevin Harvick that. He's driving like
An idiot?
totally uncalled for. You know, I've got a tour race car. You know, it's just stupid. It's totally ridiculous. You need to ask him what happened. And we'll walk over to Kevin Harvick here in a second. Kevin's walked out of the care center. Hold that for me. As a water bottle's chucked. What's your take on the incident, Kevin? A lot of harsh comments. Well, I just got to him and he checked up and I got to him and I couldn't get off of him and you know, I just spun him out and you know, hit it for all the teams and everybody involved. But you know, I mean, it's not something where you want to home ground in the middle of the corner. But I hate it for all these GM Goodrich guys and just got to him and he slowed down and got sideways and got in the background. Okay, that's Kevin's side of the story, Mike. And Russ, we've heard our side of the story, Johnson and Nemechek. What about your side?
Well, my side was when I got to it, just the whole racetrack was just solid smoke. You couldn't see a thing. And I went to the high side, and I got up there and I saw Harvick up there. I started to come down and get a real wave from him. But he was just coming across the track. There's nowhere to go, and that was it. That was a hard hit, man. That's probably the hardest I've hit in my life.
Kevin didn't hurt. He got roughed up a little bit. I got roughed up a little bit. I still got bruised up down the elbow, and that's about it. Black and blue here and around here and here. So let's get the backup. Here we go.
Dear Stacker 2, I wanted to join the military and defend this great nation, but I couldn't because of my weight. With the help of Stacker 2, I am living my dream.
Wow.
Stacker 2 changed my life. I lost a total of 121 pounds.
The new Stacker 2 XPLC is just out. I'm hearing great things.
Yeah, my wife and I started using the new Stacker 2 XPLC. Gave us a boost of energy, and it curbed our cravings. If you're a fan of the original Stacker 2, then you're going to love the new Stacker 2 XLC.
Let the new revolutionary formula, Dr. 2X PLC, help you. Available in Capel and Dieters water.
We know you can't fight a NASCAR addiction alone. We recommend a little group therapy at International Speedway.
Ferris is the commercial mower specialist. Ferris lawnmowers are the only zero-turn ride with independent suspension, which allows you to mow rough ground faster with a smoother ride and more consistent cut. Right now, get 6 months famous cash followed by a low 3.9% fixed rate. Come test ride a zero-turn rider with the best in comfort, productivity, and longer mower life from Ferris, the commercial mower specialist.
DirecTV has 100% digital quality.
You need to get DirecTV.
Introducing Spread the Word only from DirecTV. Now DirecTV customers can get a free month of service for every person they refer.
Customer satisfaction.
Spread the word. Free DirecTV services are waiting for you.
This month on DirecTV, get ready for the biggest treasure of all, National Treasure. For only 99 cents? The clues are all around us, and they'll lead to an adventure.
Conceal the Declaration of Independence.
2,000 years in the making. June 17th, one day only, 99 cents.
I know.
I really want.
National Treasure on DirecTV pay-per-view.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the new Nextel fan zone inside the newly renovated Daytona National Speedway infield. Of course, the man of the hour is Rusty Wallace, who is going to be embarking on his Rusty's Last Call tour for 2005. We're also up here celebrating the fact that Rusty is going to be inducted into the new Goodyear Legends of Daytona display that's right over there in the middle.
I really didn't get too funny feeling about Daytona until they inducted me into the Goodyear Walk of Fame.
Yeah, there's a lot of wins, a lot of races, a lot of attempts at Daytona here. Only come up short, but this race is everything to me. I really want to win it real bad. This is the last shot. I'm stick with my decision. I am going to quit racing full time at the end of the year for sure.
I watched him race his whole life in that team fashion. It's been fun to see him do something that he loves so much. Since Rusty retired, my hope would be that we could have some retired catch up on all the times we've missed in our life because we were bitter, because we were traveling.
This is a sport where our racing heroes often turn out to be our friends. And in the case of Rusty Wallace, more like he's a friend that simply turned out to be a racing hero.
It was that lasted 15 minutes, but it was emotional 15 minutes. I looked over at Patty and I could see she kept wiping tears from her eyes, getting all red faced and all that. And I had sunglasses on, I couldn't take them off, I was crying like a baby too. At that point, I was it was my last Daytona 500.
I got a ton of memories, like I said, here at Daytona. And I'll be back. I'll be driving hard tomorrow, I'll tell you that.
Hope to see you out there in front tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks, Harry, for coming.
Getting up that morning for the 500, you know, anxious and getting excited and some butterflies and, you know, just ready to get going. The Daytona 500, you know, it's a Super Bowl NASCAR, it's a great American race.
Today you got a chance to win the Daytona 500. Keep thinking that. We'll be fine.
Hey, Colin. It's on to me with you, man. Watching a video game a few years back when you did that deal. Those trees are like way too close. Yeah.
Colin Cray is one of the coolest European drivers from all aspects of four wheels. I wanted to stop by and just chit-chat for a little bit about what it is in NASCAR, create an opportunity to drive a car.
You'll notice, I mean, we just go around and we're in this little pack, you know, the giraffe. The focus is to be able to get your foot on the floor for a full 33 laps is what we can run. We come in, get more fuel, more tires, and we're drawing circles again. The fans dig it.
You do.
Actually, yeah, you use the balance of both. The more you use the brake to stay off another car, if you have a draft, then
then it'll heat up the brakes and heat up the front tires, and then tire pressure is built. If you lift off the gas, it's more of a risk because you might lose the draft, but yet it helps you with fuel mileage. It's an art form. It's a balance of knowing when to go and when not to go. These guys know it better than others.
Special to come to the drivers' meeting. So Daytona, they always pack them in. And we had a lot of military people there. Jessica Lynch was there. Then we had the movie stars there. Ashton Kutcher. I look at these, oh my God, I see them all the time on television. They're big stars. Then they look at us and go, oh my God, there's Rusty Wallace, a real deal Earnhardt. We really get excited about seeing us as we do seeing them.
Good afternoon. There will be millions of people around the world that will watch what you do. And there are thousands of people that are here today live to watch. Today's race, 200 laps, 500 miles in length. We've all got to maintain respect for each other out on the racetrack. Show that respect from lap 1 to lap 200.
This is our moment as defending champions. In our Daytona 500, the world is watching. It's something that you try not to focus on because it is such a big race. Well, it's almost a relief that it's finally Sunday. It's not a race.
My last Daytona 500. I've never won a Daytona 500. Right now, I'm just about trying to figure out how to win this race. I love it when the kids come by. Patty comes by before the race starts, and I get to see him, you know, and talk to him and all that, hang out. And, you know, they give me five, give me a hug, give me a kiss. Let's get after it and get it done.
For Daddy wins the Daytona 500, it'd be awesome, you know, because he won that race. It's, you know, something special, something that stays in your heart for a while.
Before each race, I just give him a hug and say, be careful. I've reminded him to have fun because racing is fun and it's what he loves.
It's pretty awesome to be able to win the Daytona 500. To win it, and my first Mexico Cup win would be huge. Eva is very nervous before the race. One thing that I tell her is that I try to protect my spot on the racetrack. I try not to put myself in a position to wreck. Give her that comfort. She gives me that big hug. That is the most motivation I can get. She's the one that releases me to the house.
And now, for favorite words in motorsport, actor Matthew McConaughey. Gentlemen, start your engine. Fire up. The field rolls out for the start of the 47th annual Daytona 500.
What's going through my head right now is like, I hope this backup car will get the job done. For my team, morale-wise, it's a huge letdown. I know the car's a little slower, or else we would have picked it to be the 500 car. I'll start in the 36th position, and driver to the front from there.
All right, boys. Congratulations on what we did last year. We now begin 2005. Appreciate all the hard work, boys. Let's go out there and have some fun.
Ken Schrader and Ford for Federated Auto Parts.
It's tough out there. You gotta be smart to stay ahead. These guys could be rocket scientists.
Actually, the expansion of the vehicle population, technical innovations, and parts proliferation has impacted the professional automotive technicians to a greater extent.
What he means is it's important to find a technician who uses top quality parts.
For top quality, name brand parts, professional service you can trust, visit a Federated Car Care Center.
Hey, we're better than rocket scientists. We can actually fix your...
Man, we're going to take every lap full speed? Yeah! And we're going to train tanks without fear! Yeah! And we're going to choose the right hair color to match our skin tone. Yeah!
Supercut, proud sponsor of Express All Racing. You know what they say, big boots, big odor.
Only Odor Eaters has Sorbitech technology to absorb sweat and destroy odor on contact. Odor Eaters foot and sneaker spray.
Stop odor, that's crystal clear.
You your hands full grilling 4 hours. A lesser man might be content to finish those brats and leave them shivering on a platter. But you, my friend, had the foresight to start a bratwurst hot oven. Thanks to an old tin pan, a couple of spare beers, and some buttered onions, even the stragglers can enjoy a hot, juicy Johnsonville brat. Behold, the company Grillmeister. Welcome to heaven on a bun. Welcome to Johnsonville.
From the fastest and strongest to the most capable and most powerful Dodge Ram truck. Matched by none, envied by all. Now get some of our best deals, no payments on the truck you really want. Ram, plus $1,000 trade-in bonus cash allowance. With sludge in your engine, it feels like something's holding your car back.
Let me get 16.
That's why there's Castrol GTX. Compared to leading those, it's the best protection against thermal breakdown and maximum protection against sludge buildup. Don't let sludge hold your car back. Get Castrol GTX. Wherever you go, you've got NASCAR news, and live racing on your phone or online with exclusive content on AOL and NASCAR.com. Good show.
Welcome back, 11 and Tennessee for the Federated Auto Parts 300 presented by cverton. Nashville, Tennessee is nowhere near the coast, but those were waves coming off of turns 1 and 2. The rain continues to fall here outside of Nashville. Well, let's find out a little
coming in from Shelbyville and other places, so we should have a good group. Okay, number 94 is D with Cindy Coble, riding for Lisa Bajar. Okay, we heard her name earlier, I think. Number 99 is Lady. The rider is Elena Allison Bowman. And let's see, I'm not sure who the owner is, but that's Wayne Garrett, I believe, might be the trainer. And anyway, from Smithfield, Tennessee. Right. And then we have 156 Ombre with Caitlin Powell riding from Monterey, Tennessee. Number 72 is Home Phillips. Tucker Phillips is the trainer, Nicole Phillips, and the owner is Ellen from Cookville. That's Grandpa. Is okay. Grandpa. Okay, you know Grandpa. I do. There's Spot again. I think I told you we'd know which one's Spot. Actually, we have another Spot in here too, though. Number 4. Oh, let's see. It's Sweatside of Texas. Caitlin Goki. G-O-K-E-Y. Right. The trainer is Dean Stables here in Cookville, and Kelsey Fotis is also the owner of that horse. Well, number 131 is Kusa Mr. Callie is the rider. Lori Puckett trainer. Lori Puckett is owner in Cookville. And we have number 119 with Haley Julian, and Lori Puckett is also the trainer, and Haley and Callie Julian own. Number 160 is Red October. Chase Chaffin is the rider. Ralph Chaffin is the owner. Margaret Chaffin is the owner. Number 161 is Miss Maddie. And Co. Jefferson Apple is the rider and owned by Stephanie. And our last entry we have here is number 122. First Lady. Maggie Crane is the rider. Bob and Donna York of Cookville are the owners. So let's just really enjoy these places. It looks like a lot of mothers and daddies, parents, and some of these are so small they even have 2 people walking with them. Dude, it amazes me. And some of these youngsters you see out here to be here 10 years now showing in the juvenile classes or even younger, and they just continue to ride and enjoy it. Absolutely. I remember, I think it was 2 years ago, my husband was leading grandson, and it came up, I don't know if you remember that or not, and there was lightning around everywhere, and didn't care a bit. It was the adults, but the children were just enjoying watching, and so we were all so excited. Great time. But isn't that what's all about being young, is you don't have to be, as you get older, you certainly well, you can fall off a horse, and when you do, it hurts. When you're younger, you're fearless. And here we come with Hard Feelings, the black horse right there. With his father there with him. Then, let's see. Having a really good time. You know what, having horses, it's such a family sport. Yes, I don't see the same thing. Generations can enjoy that. And, you know, you see these people out here, and fathers and grandfathers before and have been here at the Putnam County Fair. So that's a great generation builder there. We're pushing. I remember interviewing some of the winners. You know, they were like it stayed at their great barn or something, and they trained. Parents would bring them out here to go in the class. It really is a wonderful. As you see, the lineup of horses, all sizes, from the little pony to the big high horse, and of course we'll have how tall that is, and in the class. You do see it, all sizes, all colors, and parents. And the people to come out here, animals. I haven't shown a little bit, and I'm telling you, I'm getting these horses ready. Absolutely. Before that, because you know, that's the first investment. Then you have to have the horse and the bridle, and then the outfit to wear. It goes on and on from that. Then you have to have a truck and a trailer to bring them to the show. You've had to think of all this many days or months or years in advance, and call mates when you go to the horse show. Okay, we're going to turn it over to Drew, and he'll be calling out.
Everybody
we don't have a blue, do we?
gets a trophy, a dollar bill, and a water. Right now is your chance to show exhibitors and riders a big round of applause. Thank riders and exhibitors for coming out to the fair.
So they have all of that and put up on a little shelf in their room and remember to the 2005. Well, actually, the piece that we've had in the past few years is a very pleasant evening. They do that at walking horses classes, broken down by age groups and rider. You know, you can be a rider or someone that trains, or you could be an animal. And so horse classes are divided down by age of the animal. All of that divided up. There's just two different but we are going to enjoy those for the county show. What the horse was here in its ring. And I won in some night show, and you would have thought that I had because for me, experience, and I'll never forget it. How old were you, Martha? I was 16. I was 16. Well, 16. And I did. I horse when I was 6. And in fact, I know your sister 80 would ride together, and I don't know if you're so much younger than well, and our first horse that we actually lived, we had no pastor, we had no horse, I remember it well, and we walked in the lower part of the yard. Would just call us and tell us when to go and get her and bring her back home. Now, those are things weren't named, but I remember my sister Adrian down 10th Street, go to your house. Well, you could do that. Yeah. And I'd ride at White Plains and ride all the mountain all the way up there. 1 or 2 cars might pass. So nowadays, a child at that time, or a teenager, right up there by the unbelievable.
Yeah.
So things have changed.
10th Street.
No, not 10th Street. Either one, you know. One memory. I know you grew up several if you had one or what, but I passed in with you at one, kind of like had a horse, and then adult it became, I can't even explain it. If you get blood, it doesn't go away. Well, and there's a cure for it, right? But, we're getting ready for the 2-year-old, and it's an open class, which means both professionals could be entered in this class. Usually, well, it doesn't say mayor, it means that all go in this class as well. We have 3 entries. We have number 560 is Delight. Is that Slack is the rider for D. And Clenderson, excuse me, is the owner. Clendenda, thank you. Okay, we have 2, who's Sweet and Scott Beatty, the rider, the trainer, also who's owned by Frank. Oh, they're from Birdstown. Oh, okay. Scott Beatty, he's named. There, Scott Beatty. That's entry 158. The Harvey, let's see, Magician? Sure. It's Magician. Something like that. Phone. My own, so. This is the winner from Shelbyville, Thomas Mill. And this is come to Cooksville from. Yeah. So we're pleased. We're talking about that's the one, right? Let's see. No. That is 80 for and you also see the head shake that goes along with it. So it's a saying in the walking horse world that if they're shaking their head, they're not walking. And that's very true, right? And here we have Delight Perfect Shower. That's Chris Black. Okay. What color is that? A gray? Would you call it a gray? Well, I would call it a black rose. Okay. And he had a big blaze face. That's very popular, you know. And here's the rug from Shelbyville. It just amazes me that they can do what these horses are doing. Well, absolutely. And of course, they start them actually before they 2 years old, usually after celebration, because 1st of September. The big sales for 2-year-olds go on then. And they go to a trainer in most cases, and they're training at that growth to run. And of course, at that young age, but they're working, and this time of year they have the ability to do. They are athletes. It's but do, and we do have wonderful colors in here to look at. Just a few years ago, all the horses that you would see would be black. You would, and now you see the flax and mane and tails that are color brown. And now you're seeing a lot of black roans or gray roans with the ball faces, the white faces, and a lot of chrome, we call it. And I just think they're wonderful. And I know we'll have that. We're going to see some public will be interested in not have seen in horses before, because they are kind of new to this world. Well, and I think like the chrome is I have the horse that I have. Really, it's just there have been so many horses over the years. And like you said, that was all you saw. And it just, I really enjoyed seeing very slowly the other colors come in. Right, very slowly. That was like, I not accepted, but it was very, well, it was, you know, in some cases, if they weren't right, they didn't get tied, especially in the ones they were almost all black. That's a generator that came along now, I guess, 20 years ago, was a beautiful color with a flaxen mane and tail, and spring, mini, and you know that really kind of barrier. And then some of the horses that have really come in, the pusher horses, kind of horses, have a lot of them as well. So it's different colors. And it's interesting how you can spot, especially I don't know a lot of the breed or the sires and so forth, but you know, pusher, yes. Well, you notice this one with all the white on it. It's the light perfect score. Well, I don't know for sure, but I would say it's probably pusher's score. Oh, okay. He was a black horse, but he sires a lot that doesn't have some white on it. And now with silver is breeding a lot of horses this way with a lot of color on them. So that's really changed over the last 10 years or so. And I think all of us really, really enjoy all colors. We are going to be talking to you a little bit later, maybe when we get one of the larger classes with some different colors in there. We're going to be talking about actually what a bay is and fall and so forth. Right, out of the card, looks like the judge has made his decision, and the card has come back to our Ruth Huffines. That's going to tell our winners here in a moment. And of course, any of us that have horses know that we don't really come for the money, but here we go, let's turn it over to Drew.
Major special class, you'll be coming to the ring next. Ready to present awards now in this class number 2. And you're going to fight in for the first place and the trophy. Doing it in the center of the ring this time, so you'll ride across the ring. And that first place award, first place goes to number 162, right across the ring. Sweet Sir William Scott Beatty in the saddle. Entry on by Franklin Beatty, Birchtown, Tennessee. First place across and around the tent. All other awards will be presented on the near side of the tent. If you will, please, second, you'll ride in. Entry number 158. That's the Magician. Harvey Rodriguez riding to second for Tommy and Nancy Mills of Eads, Tennessee. The Magician second in the class. Third award. Right over the Cure Award number 566. The Lights Perfect Score. Chris Lack Award for the Rick Clendenin family, Spencer, Tennessee. Let's give all of these riders a great big round of applause now. And that will complete class number 2.
They had good horses. I sure did. And so, you know, it's always amazing. Like you said, these animals are only 2 years old. They're making it be doing all this. And of course, we hope it'll be stronger and can do even more. And you know, we were talking about the time that it takes to bring the horses down here and show. The time to train them, is unbelievable, and to give them in shape and to teach them, you know, the different gaits that they do in the ring. I mean, it's we'll try to talk a little bit about the gaits of walking horses and quarter horses too. Matter. And of course, we're not going to try to do a dissertation on it, but you know, it's basically there's 3 gaits that the walking horses do, and we'll try to. Now you see another type of horse here, the Lockshot Pleasure Specialty class, and I think there's a lot in this class. Alrighty, now you see this is a different type of horse here, a pleasure horse. These are more the type of horse that you might have in your backyard. In fact, we have them in our backyard. Are able to train them ourselves, and in most cases. And this is the type of horse that about 90% of the people that own walking horses own pleasure horses. That's what we call this. And so these are light shod horses, and that means that their shoe is light. It's not as heavy as you'll see later on. These classes are so popular because they can go trail riding or whatever. These are kind of what I call the backyard type horses. They're very versatile. You can bring them to show on Saturday night and show them like the people are doing. And some of these are ridden by trainers here, but amateurs can also train their horses and have them in the backyards. They can go on trail rides and then bring them to the show. And tonight we have who? We have number 111, Champagne Walkout. Okay, the rider is Jenny Jackson. Does that sound right? The owner is Jenny Jackson. And I'm sorry, I just can't read the owner, but they're from Cookville. It is a Jackson. It's walking on ranch. They live in the area of Overton County. Then we have number 88, There She Goes. Mark Johnson is the rider and the trainer and the owner of Cookville, Tennessee. Number 89 is Compact Impact. I like that. Rider Lonnie Hewen. Lonnie Hewen's also trainer. And Neil Earl from Bloomingdale, Indiana is owner. Right. And then we have number 155, Arms Lawman. Melanie Beckwith is the rider. Furball is the trainer and the owner. Okay. 108, Ultra Copies Satin Lady. Doug Barnes is the rider and owner. I'm sorry, the rider and trainer. Rick and Marla Lawrence from Mobile, Alabama is the owner. Right. We have 107, Midnight Firewalker. Mary Schultz is the rider and the owner, and also the trainer. Okay, we are having a hard time reading this. Everybody. If we're hesitating on these names, it's because we can't read them. True. And we went to school and everything, but it's hard to read someone else's writing. 707 is 4. Rooster Bean is the rider. We know that name. Bean Stables of Cookville, the trainer. Bean and Farr, Cookville are the owners. And then 751 is Bailey's Midnight Image. Quentin Duffy is the rider and the trainer, and owned by Darlene Loftus of Cookville. And the last one here is entry number 113, Red October, Dwayne Chaffin, rider. Ralph Chaffin is the trainer, and Margaret Chaffin is the owner. Right. Now, this color, this is a buckskin. No, that's not. Oh, is that the champagne? That's the champagne colored horse. Good. And his name is Champagne. Watch out. Originally from California, these people have moved in here from California, and the champagne-colored horse is fairly new. This is Doug Barnes here from Shelbyville area, and their owners are from, the owner of that horse is in Alabama, I believe. Now, what is the difference between a champagne and a buckskin? Do you know off the top of your head? Or well, the champagne horses have a pink color to their skin. Their eyes are pink, and they don't have the darker points as the buckskins or the duns might. They call it a dilution gene, and separate from the gene that creates the palaminas or the buckskin. It's a group of colors that consists of pale colors with underlying pink or light brown skin and amber eyes. Many champagnes are born with blue eyes, and they darken later on. Body color ranges from chocolate brown to yellow, with manes and tails that vary broadly in color. And there you see Rooster Bean in the center there. The spotted horse is Dwayne Chaffin. Alrighty, and we see a sorrel horse here. So we have a combination of trainers and amateurs in this class. There's Rooster Bean on his horse. Let's see. That's Fulmer. I bet he must be a UT fan. You think? Here's Lonnie Hewen. And Lonnie is also a trainer that has come into this area in the last couple of years, originally from the Shelbyville area. She trains pleasure horses. There's Melanie Beckwith. Now, I've seen that lady a lot. Oh, She must have come for a long time. Well, she is a native Putnam County and is always here at the Putnam County Fair, so we're glad to see Melanie. And nice, bright-colored coat. Absolutely. It's really fun to see. You know, there, again, we ladies love fashion, so we go out and try to find something that coordinates with the horse. And, of course, if you have different color horses, you may just have different color outfits as well. So it's always fun to go shopping for new clothes, whether it's to ride or just go to horse shopping.
Do they, I haven't really noticed if they still do a lot of ribbons and everything in the main in some of the classes. I see a few of them out here,
Yeah, but these horses are all being shown English style, English saddle seats. And in doing that, they use a English type saddle, and they use long coats, and they do put ribbons in their hair, and of course that's decoration, but it adds a little bit of color, and usually they're coordinated with the coat of the rider. You see Melanie here, and she has the colors that all match. So there again, it just takes a lot of preparation to get these horses ready, and whether it's a performance horse or a pleasure horse, it still takes a lot of time in the saddle. Especially with pleasure horses, it takes a lot of time in the saddle because with performance horses, you can ride them about an average of 12 minutes a day is what the average performance horse is worked. Whereas these may take an hour or more to work.
no, why is that?
Well, they're not doing as much physically as a performance horse does, and so it takes them a little longer to wear down. And of course, it takes hours to get them to this point that they're in the ring. But I'd say about 90% of walking horses are really backyard horses. They're not used as performance horses, and of course, many people think of walking horses and only think of performance horses, and we love to see those, and they're beautiful, beautiful animals. But the market is really going. The pleasure horses and people outside of Tennessee that want a gait horse that has the most comfortable ride of any type of horse, they really look for the walking horses, even in the stock. And here we go.
We'll turn this over to Drew and let him tell the winners.
Number 3. Right over to get your first place award, if you will, please. 108 rides up to get that first place award. That's Doug Barnes riding for Rick and Marla Lovett of Mobile, Alabama. Ultras Copy Satin Lady. 108 is first. Your second place award, right across the wheel, 111 Champagne. Watch out. Jenny Jackson riding for Walking on Ranch. Nathaniel and Jenny Jackson Cookville on the entry. And it's Champagne. Watch out. 111 is second. I want to remind you, we're presenting awards out in the center of the ring now. In the center of the ring, you'll get your award. And your third place award, third, right over to get your award, 155, Armed Lawman, Melanie Beckwith in the saddle tonight for Herb Ball Cookville. Armed Lawman, 155 is third. Fourth award goes to 707, Fulmer, Rooster Bean riding. Fulmer owned by Bean and Far Cookville. Out of Bean Stables, Cookville, Fulmer is 707 is fourth. And the award to 89, Compact Impact. Lonnie Quinn is the rider riding for Neil Earl, Bloomington, Indiana, Compact Impact in the class. All of these riders deserve a big round of applause now from the spectators. We will. Let's let them hear from you.
That was a really good class. You see a lot of different styles of pleasure horses in that class. So that makes it very interesting. Okay, number 1 was Doug Barnes on Ultra Copy Satin Lady. Then Jenny Jackson was set on Champagne Watchout. Third was Melanie Beckwith on Armed Lawman. Mr. Bean rode Fulmer to fourth. And Lonnie Quinn was number 5 with Compact Impact. That was a good class, and all that champagne, just beautiful. It is a very interesting color.
It is very close to the buckskin.
It is.
It's very close. Like I think the points aren't as dark, the black point on the horse. But I've seen so few champagne because, like we said, it is a new color.
Well, the foal are usually born dark, get lighter after they shed their coat, and champagne is a dominant gene. So his foal should, a large percentage of them should be champagne in color. And as I said, there's different colors of champagne too. Some of them are really light color, and they change color just like a buckskin does during the year. Sometimes as part of the year they're entirely different color from another. Okay, now what are we seeing here?
I did want to mention we have two quarter horse classes tonight. Class number 6 is Open Western Pleasure Quarter Horse, and class number 10 is Youth Western Pleasure Quarter Horse. We'll have a lady coming over here and hosting that. I haven't met this lady before.
Oh, Gina Leslie, yes.
Okay,
yes.
You know, she's going to be over here, and one of us, or might have someone else sit here with her.
Right. Gina has worked with quarter horses for many years, and in fact, she was the coach for I believe it was Hiawassee College and UT, possibly, and I may be wrong about that, but she has been the coach for the equestrian teams at the university.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's right. Okay, what have we got?
Okay, we have the 2-year-old amateur class in the ring now, and
amateur walking.
Amateur walking. Yes, so there aren't any trainers in this class. And number 518 is Obsession with Jacqueline Smith. The trainer is Chuck Witherspoon, and Jacqueline Smith of Black Hawk Farms, Shelbyville, is the owner.
Number 163, Witness Face. The rider is Tim Curtis, trainer Joey Claver, and owner is Franklin Beatty in Birdstown.
And then number 124 is She's Built Tough. Ronnie Spears is the rider and the trainer, and the owner is, well, I don't know. I don't know, but they're from Bedford County.
We're sorry that we just don't know who the owner is. But anyway, so we just 3 in this class. And again, the amateur means it is not a professional trainer.
Right. Now, this is Jacqueline Smith from Black Hawk Farms. She owns Black Hawk Farms in, no, that is not she. I'm sorry. This must be Tim Curtis.
163. That's who it is, Tim Curtis.
Right.
Now, I guess you would call that a black mane and tail, wouldn't you?
You would be, or a mixed mane and tail.
The tail looks a little mixed.
There's Jacqueline.
Yes. Okay.
Obsession, good name. Yeah. And you know that again, the horse people, we are obsessed. It's a failing. It must be a character flaw.
Well, I was talking to somebody just a week or 2 ago about. I said, oh no, you just have to. Well, you got to have a place for your horse and so forth. And then I started adding up everything that I have in order to have my horse. And I'm telling you, again, you've got to have the trailer that's going to take you somewhere. And I trail ride, trail camp. So I have my trailer set up in the front where, with air conditioning and sleep and water and, all that kind of stuff. So you've got to have, and let me tell you all, trailers are not cheap. I can tell you that. And you've got to have a big enough truck to pull it, And then you've got to have land in order that your horse can be on.
It's all worth it. It is all worth it because it is such a great hobby that people from all ages saw those children that could barely stand riding a few minutes ago, and then you see these people that are in their 80s and are still showing.
Yes.
So it is something that you can do all your life.
It is, and I have often said to my friends, I've got a core group of girls that I ride with a lot, and all of us are like it. As long as we can pull ourselves up in the saddle, we're going to be riding.
Right, exactly. Now you see Obsession here, and he's really doing that 4-beat gait that the walking horses are known for and are supposed to be doing. He's shaking his head in rhythm as he lifts those front feet. That's the type of thing you're looking for.
And with a 4B gate,
Well, actually, what happens is, you have trotters that when they move, they're on the diagonal. Say their left front foot and their right back foot are more on the ground at the same time, and they're trotting. Whereas a pacer, both legs of the same side of the horse move at the same time.
Right.
Well, a walking horse is a mixture of those. They've been bred over the years. In fact, they really started being bred during the war between the states. The southern plantation pacers got mixed up with the northern trotters, and that started the combination of those two and has led to what we see today. So it's a combination of a pace and a trot, and we have a horse that we feel is the most comfortable ride. A trot is the one ride if you don't mind posting, but for comfort, you can't beat a Tennessee walking horse.
No, and there are other smooth gated breeds. Usually when, if anyone talks about a gated horse, and some people are confused about this because all horses have gait, but I don't know how the term gated actually stuck with meaning smooth.
Right.
But they mean smooth.
Well, the Tennessee walking horse has a natural 4-beat gait, and it provides a smoother ride than that of a horse that trots or paces. Every part of the horse is synchronized, and so it's an easy ride, and of course it's great to watch as well. And the smooth ride comes from the result of the overstride. We'll try to point that out when the horses are in motion, and only the Tennessee walking horse does that. The diagonal opposed foot of the hind foot oversteps the front foot by up to 18 inches, and of course that's one of the things that the judge is looking for. And here we go to Drew.
Getting ready to ride to the center of the ring now for the presentation, and that first place award is awaiting you. It's number 518 Obsession, Jacqueline Smith, owner rider out of Shelbyville, and that's Obsession, Jacqueline Smith riding to first in the class. Second award, you'll ride, hope you will, please, to get your award, and that's entry number 124 second. She's built tough. Ronnie Spurs in the saddle tonight for Curve Incorporated of Bedford County. And that third award, third ride over, number 163, Rich Faith, Kim Curtis. Tonight, riding for Franklin Beatty, Birdstown, Tennessee. That's Rich Faith, 163, third in the class.
They're going in a faster gait than what you see here. But you might see that the back foot is moving past where the foot is.
Right.
And at the overstride, and that's what makes the smooth gait. And here comes Jacqueline Smith on Obsession. And you can see there where her back foot is passing her front foot.
Kind of hard to see at that angle.
Right.
But talking about the Tennessee walking horse and the smooth gaits and everything, what they say is they trace the roots back to when there was a need for smooth going, even tempered mounts for the plantation.
Yes.
And so they crossed up the pacers, like we're talking about, best of the pacers, thoroughbreds, standbreds, Morgan.
Right, these all
and they
came
had the saddlebred for retirement.
Right, and you can see points and certain breed lines, different sires actually have different parts of those that some of the horses are more keen or smaller bone than others, and they have really become more keen as the years goes on, or as the years have gone on.
Okay, well I think we're going to roll out of here in just a minute. We'll take a break and we'll be right back with more action as this next class comes in.
This podcast is brought to you in part by McGugan Oil Company, 114 Church Street in Aldridge. distributors of shell oil products in locations throughout the Upper Cumberland area. McDougan Oil Company, owned since 1948, is proud to support for the CTE Public Television.
Hi, I'm Heidi McWilliams, McWilliams Realty and Auction Company, Cookeville, Tennessee. We are proud to sponsor the Putnam County Fair on WCTE-TV.
McWilliams Realty and Auction has been selling the Upper Cumberland for over 26 years. Through open market sales and at auction, McWilliams Realty and Auction sells your property at top market value. Concentrating on personal one-on-one service, you will find a professional and friendly associate helping you every step of the way.
Farm Credit Services at 1285 South Walnut Avenue, serving the Upper Cumberland. Call Kyle, Brandon, or Jason at 526-6336.
This is WCTE Cookeville, Upper Cumberland Public Television.
For our class number 5.
Okay, and this is a different type class than what we've seen before. It's the flat shod racking that don't have any built-up pads on their feet, and they're doing a different gait than what we've seen with the walking horses. A lot of these are walking horses, but maybe they don't do that smooth gait that we're looking for with the overstride. And you'll notice that these horses, the back ends don't overstride like the walking horse classes necessarily do, and they don't shake their heads like the walking horses
No,
do.
actually, and like you said, a lot of these are walking horses. My horse actually is registered backing, but he's a walking horse bred.
Right,
but he likes to rack, and that's what he does well. And it's
exactly.
also a smooth gait.
It is a smooth gait. And see, that one is overstriding a little more than some of the others are. And in fact, he's trying to shake his head a little bit. So he probably registered both racking
and he might do both gaits. You know, I can remember a long time ago I had a horse that if you held the reins down, he would do one gait, and if you held him up, he'd change.
Exactly.
So let's go through who we have in here.
Well, number 224 is Generators St. Patrick, so that's probably a generator bred walking horse. Ed Henry is the rider and the trainer and the owner of Monterey, Tennessee.
Okay, we have 344 is Saint's first son. Jason Tom is the rider and the owner from Bedford, Tennessee.
102 is Rooster the Man. Brent Bowman is the rider and the trainer, and the owner is Tribble B Stables of Monterey, Tennessee.
Number 77, cut to the bone. Cut to the bone. Thank you. Gary Bowman is a rider and trainer. Triple B Stables in Monterey are the owners.
Number 612, A Flash of Jen. Matthew is the rider. Tim Barber is the trainer. And Tim and Candy Barber from Westmoreland are the owners.
Number 451, Choice Cut Blaze. Claudia Jenkins, is that correct?
I believe Claudia
is a rider and trainer, and also is the owner from Thomasville, Kentucky.
Right, she's come a long way. Number 751 is Peyton Pale Shadow. Quentin Guffey is the rider and the trainer and owner, and also of Monterey.
You'll see him a lot tonight, I would say.
I would say so.
Number 460, Threat Pride. We're not sure who the rider is because it's blank, but it looks like Laddie T is the trainer and the owner from Crawford, Tennessee.
Right.
So, and I really do enjoy watching these racing classes because these horses can fly.
That's true. We have a speed racing
We do
class
have speed
later.
racing.
Yes, we do.
And you all are in for a treat. I'm sure most of you have seen these classes before. Class number 22. You're going to have to stay with us for a long time this evening in order to see class number 22.
That's true.
And I promise you it will be worth it.
I tell you what, those horses go around those corners, and the riders have to lean just to keep their balance. The horses lean too. It's exciting, and there we even have spotted back.
That's a pretty spot, isn't it? Very pretty.
And that's something, you know, fairly new to the walking horse breed, too, is the spotted horses, and that's become very popular, especially in the more Middle Tennessee, Woodbury type area. There's a lot of spotted. I think
Isn't that where they actually bred them so much?
originated in Cannon County, I think was kind of the heart of that. And a lot of people, in fact, I think there's a big spotted horse show going on tonight as well. So I'm sure they probably would have had more here. And, of course, the big Ward Race horse show that's at the core of the walking horse industry is going on tonight, too. So we have several things that are keeping maybe some of the other horses from being here tonight. But we're going to have a good horse show, and this class is always fun to watch. Here we have several black horses, and this gentleman right here has always loved to see him because he goes also in the speed racing as well.
Is that Quinn?
I believe it is. Duffy?
Yes.
And in fact, several of these horses may be back in that class. I'm not sure.
I'll tell you something that I went to a few times in Decatur, Alabama, was the Wrecking Horse Celebration.
Yes.
And when you get in that caliber, and some horses that you see around here certainly weren't going to celebration, the Wrecking Celebration, it absolutely, I mean, it just seems a rush for you when these horses are in there.
Well, in fact, one of the stables here in Cookville had a world champion racing horse. The folks that own the McDonald's, the Thunderbird. They had a
I've seen them down there, yes, ma'am.
And so they bring a lot of professionalism to the race.
I haven't seen them. I don't know if they don't show anymore.
I don't know if they do, because I haven't seen them in a few years either. So I don't know if they may be busy and just not be able to be here tonight. But it is fun. Another outlet for walking horses that maybe are not performance horses or are not suited maybe for a backyard horse, a racking horse. In fact, we sold 2 of our colts to racking horse people. And so that's another outlet for those.
Drew's going to be giving us the winners here in just a second. The lady's trying to hand him some names. Here we go to Drew.
In this class, the Open Western Pleasure class is next, so be getting ready. Western Pleasure entries. Getting ready now to present the awards, and riders, you'll be riding into the center of the ring when your number is called to get your awards, and your first place award right across the ring, if you will. Please hit your number 77, cut to the bone, Gary Bowman, winning the blue and the trophy. Riding for Triple B Stables out of Monterey, cut to the bone, and Gary Bowman gets the blue.
Second award.
Right across 344, Saints First Son. That's Jason Todd, Bethpage, Tennessee, the honor rider. Jason Todd, Saints First Son, second. Third award, the third place award goes entry number 460, Sets Pride. Letty Key Crawford is the honor rider. Letty Key riding to third. That fourth award, fourth goes to entry number 612, A Flash of Gin. That's Matthew Heater. He's riding for Tim and Candy Barber, Westmoreland, Tennessee. A Flash of Gin, 612 is fourth. And presents the fifth place award, 102. It's Roost to the Man. Brent Bowman rides for Triple B Stables, Monterey. Roost to the Man, fifth in the class.
Hey, that was...
Okay, here we go. Class number 6 is our Open Western Pleasure. It's a quarter horse class, and I'm going to have someone different join me. I'm just tickled to death to have her here. Is it Gina?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know if I should say Deanna or Gina.
No, it's Gina.
Gina Leslie, thank you so much for joining me because you're expert on the quarter horses.
Well, I hope so.
Well, I'm sure not. I can tell you that. I do know that the first horse I ever had was a quarter horse, a paint. Well, he wasn't the first horse, I'm sorry, but I can remember the first time I actually had a gaited horse, and it was smooth, and I didn't know what I had. I was like, wait a minute, this is not like that other horse.
No, they're very smooth.
So we are, class number 6 again is Open Western Pleasure, quarter horse. Oh gosh, we've got 2 pages. Let's count these and see how many entries we have in here. This is always a popular class, and certainly the local.
Looks like 13.
13, good deal. We'll tell you in just a minute who's going to be coming in. We have number 366, and again, this is not necessarily the order that they're coming in the ring, but 366 is O'Mara.
Yeah, so it looks like.
Terry Allen is the rider trainer and also the owner.
125, Montana, with Lolita Winter, and she is also the owner.
She's a Smithfield thing.
Yes.
Entry number 35, Classy Little Babe. Kim Dyer is the rider, and Kim Maxwell Cookville is the owner.
Entry number 93 is D. Wayne Cobble is the rider, and Lisa.
We decided that's Bizarre, I think, and we do apologize if we don't pronounce things correctly. We have entry number 90 is Jump for Justice. Lonnie Kewen is the rider. Also the trainer, April someone is the owner. Ellie Pike, maybe.
154, Red, written by Brooke Smith, and owned by Cliff.
Maybe Gore or something
Gore
like that.
From Cookville.
Number 226, Aces and Assets. Mitch Leslie is the rider, the trainer, and look at here. And so this is yours. And so who is
That's my husband.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody remember 226 now. We're going to have to point him out.
114, Skip Two-Eyed Dream. Renee Seeley is the owner rider from Cookville.
Oh, she's a terrific lady, Renee Seeley. She has a store. I'm pretty sure she does, out on Dearborn Road.
Yeah.
Number 131, Kusa Mister, does that sound right?
Yes.
Lori Puckett, she's a rider and trainer, and she's also the owner.
And then with number 86, Allie. Also Lisa Bizarre, trainer and owner.
Lisa owns several horses that are showing here tonight. 125, Zippo Barpathan something.
Can't tell.
That's as far as I can go with it. The rider is Jonathan Tad or Tate, something like that, from Kentucky, Hestford, Kentucky. I'm sorry, I'm just having a hard time reading.
The handwriting is a little hard to tell, too. Our next entry, 13, Miss R, looks like, Ray Hayes, owner, trainer, and she's from Sparta.
Number 112, Impressive Domino, Laura Galloway, is the rider. Tight Pit Stable from Baxter, trainer and owner. I like that name. Tight Pit Stable, that's good.
Hope she keeps you in the saddle.
So tell me what the quarter horses are going to be doing as far as the gates in here. It's 3 gates, 2 gates? Or?
3 gates. They'll walk, jog, and lope. And you want to see them collected, and you want to see them look like they're comfortable and easy to ride, like a pleasure. So it's a pleasure horse. And you also want to make sure that they're not too quick. You want them to be slow and quiet and mannerly as well.
And they certainly look like that now. You can see the camera. There's one that's kind of chilling a bit right there, it looks like. But the other ones out here, I mean, they're just, well, every one of them just as quiet as they can be. We were talking earlier about what all it takes to get the walking horses ready, not just to show, but to get them in shape and to teach them the gait and all that stuff. And so true with the quarter horse. I mean, and the expense of that beautiful saddle right there, and that saddle pad. I mean, that saddle pad could be $100, you know.
Oh, definitely. Yes, it takes a lot of work and a lot of preparation, and I'm sure all the riders here tonight have probably spent a lot of time working with horses to prepare them for this evening's go. And just in the general training of the horses takes a lot of work to get them collected where they can actually lope slow and jog slow like you want them to perform in the arena.
So probably to get them to like a short lope or a jog or whatever, and explain what a jog is. That's just a slow version of the trot, is it not?
Yes, that's correct.
So you'd probably start off with letting them trot however they want to trot, and then you're just going to gradually start collecting them where they will gradually learn to slow down.
That is correct. You just start off with the young horses, letting them find their balance with the rider on their back. And then as the horse matures and learns to carry the rider, then you can start asking them to kind of gather up, lower their heads, get their hind ends up underneath them, which that's probably the hardest part of it, is actually getting the horse to collect. And you want them to round in their back, so that allows those hind legs to come up underneath them as the driving force of all three gates.
Now, when your husband comes up with you, please point him out. It's hard to see the numbers sometimes, depending on which camera is on the horses. But
that would be
that
my
him right
husband.
there?
That is him.
Okay, there's your horse right there. Well, now he looks like a real cowboy with his long mustache and everything.
Well, he tries, and he also, as well as riding pleasure horses, he also reining horses, and he ropes too.
Oh, what about you?
I mostly actually ride English horses. I ride hunt seat and I jump.
Wow.
Yeah. So we do a little bit of everything at our facility.
Are you all from here?
We're right in Cookville.
Very good. Well, now I'm just going to tell you about the English saddle. I would rather ride bareback. I mean, they are the flattest, slickest saddles. and I guess it's because I didn't grow up learning how to do it properly, and I'm very uncomfortable. Now, is this a jog that's going on now, or?
Yes, they would be jogging, and you can see that the horses should give their faces. In other words, when the rider asks them to collect up, the horse should lower his head and give his face, and should stay balanced, and he should track nicely up underneath himself with his back end.
Looks like she's got her eye on the judge.
She looks like she's having to do a little work with her horse.
Trying to slow him down, maybe.
So you try not to get caught when you're doing that, because again, the horse should really maintain the gait ideally by himself. So if the rider's having to do a lot, that would be a fault. And of course, if you notice too, like the younger horses are going to have snaffle bits, and like this rider here is riding the horse with two hands.
That's what I was going to ask you about that. What's the difference here? Is either allowed or what?
With young horses that haven't learned to neck rein completely, you want to have the snaffle on them so that you can ride with two hands and have a little more control over the horse, because they're not quite as far along in their training, and it generally denotes a young horse when you see him with a snaffle bit.
And it's okay. I mean, it's okay to ride with two hands in these classes, or if you want to ride with one hand in a class like this.
Right.
Like some of
now, if you have the curb bit in your horse's mouth, like you see this horse on the rail right now, she has a curb bit in the horse's mouth, so she has to ride that horse with one hand. Once you go in, she can't change.
And the curb bit is, explain the curb bit.
The curb bit is a bit with a shank. In other words, if you'll notice the bit hangs lower in the bit comes down, and you see the end of the rein. Yes, right. The end of the rein is attached to that. If you'll notice on the snaffle bit, the reins are more directly on the horse's mouth, because the bit sits directly in the mouth, and you actually have a little more pressure on the sides of the mouth, whereas with the curb bit, with the shanks, you actually put some more pressure on the bars of the horse's mouth. So you have a little more leverage with that bit, and it's a little more advanced bit. So the older horses have that in their mouth.
There's a beautiful Palomino right there.
She looks like she's gone through a lot of work getting him clean and prepared.
We were talking earlier about the champagne that was in that glass.
It's beautiful.
You don't see, I mean, hardly ever. I've probably seen less than half a dozen champagnes ever. And I think a lot of them maybe are on the West Coast. Seems like a lot of them come here from California. I don't know if they're easy to breed. I know that breeding for is difficult no matter what breed it is. And so I'm guessing that champagne is not easy to get, you know?
I would think not. It was a beautiful color, though, wasn't it?
Beautiful. Nice. It gleams. But there's some beautiful horses in here, too.
There certainly are.
Okay, let me ask you something about the head. You do see headsets all over the place. You see the ones that have them real low. You see them ones that I call leveled. It just goes straight out from the saddle horn.
Right.
And then like this one, he's got it at is there any preference, or do they put the whole package together, and that's just something that they might, let's say if the horse, if his head is a little high, that might be okay because he's doing his gait so well.
Yes, and that would be correct. you can have, their head doesn't have to be super low. In fact, with the quarter horses now, they're actually trying to discourage where they have that so low, and trying to get them actually more level. Horse should carry really, it should look like where he's carrying his head is comfortable for the horse. And again, they should look relaxed, and as you see the Salamina horse, he looks nice and relaxed and comfortable, but not low. And generally speaking, when you see their heads come up extremely, it's usually because the rider's either having to make a correction or they're getting irritated or maybe a little nervous or excited about the situation that they're in.
I see. Well, I'm glad to hear you say that they are now discouraging what I always heard or called them the rollers.
Yeah.
Is that what they were called?
Yes.
And I never understood why they wanted the nose down next to the ground. I just never understood that. To me, natural.
Right. That kind of goes back to the relaxation of the horse when he carries his head low, generally speaking. He's, if you look at the ones that are a little lower, they're going to look a little relaxed. And it just became an extreme somewhere on the line.
Like so many other things.
Yep. So it's nice to see that the industry is trying to correct things that they've done that aren't beneficial.
Right. Very good to hear. Let me ask you, you notice with the quarter horses, I don't think any of them have the long bangs that I've seen. Is that a quarter horse thing that they, I don't know, do you pull quarter horse mane or do you cut them with scissors or what do you do?
Well, if you want to do a hurry, you can cut them with scissors. You want to try to avoid the real blunt look. So they actually make little tools that you can use that or you can use clipper blades that kind of give it a more natural look like a pulled mane would have. But yeah, they like the short, neat,
now there's a lot, that's the longest one I've seen there.
Now in your reining horses, roping horses, cow horses, those kind of horses generally have long manes. So in the Western, you'll have a little bit of both. And just the pleasure horses have a short mane, and of course our hunters have the short mane too.
Do they also like for the horses to be on the rail, as in the other classes?
Yes. Okay. Yes. And of course, each of those things is taken individually. So you don't have to be on the rail like to win a class. But again, you're showing the level of control of your horse, that your horse he can handle operating. Yeah, really.
Okay, so we've got, the package, let's say that the judges are looking at, they're looking, of course, at the gate.
Right, you want to look for a fluid gait. It looks like the horse, it's easy, it should look like it's easy for the horse to do. He shouldn't look like he's having to struggle to maintain that gait.
The short rope just absolutely amazed me how slow they can get some of them to go. And even in the jog, they get some to go so slow that it's like they hardly even pick up the legs.
So, again, you get some exaggeration sometimes with the gait, but it should be, and this is kind of where, like I said, the industry is going. They've also started saying with the lope that they ask for slight increases forward motion when they lope the horses because they were getting them so collected and so slow that it was becoming unnatural looking. So they've changed that a little bit as well.
Well, that's great. That's really good because a lot of times like with anything, when they start going in one direction, it seems like they keep going to the extreme.
Right.
And that's just wonderful to hear that they recognize that they've gone too far or whatever. Are there a lot of events where you can go to reining around here? I hear a lot about pink and that type, especially with the youngsters. There's so many youngsters here are involved in roping, but I don't hear anything about reining. Do you have to go to big time somewhere to do the reining event?
No, there's now in East Tennessee. I'm not real as familiar with Middle Tennessee, but in East Tennessee they have a Tennessee Rein Horse Association now, and they're doing some shows in Harriman, Tennessee, which isn't too far from here, just for reining events. And then, of course, at the registered quarter horse shows, they always offer the reining classes at those shows. So there are opportunities. Not quite, I don't think quite as many as there are for the ropers, and I know they have a junior rodeo here in Cookeville that helps promote with the youth, which is great. So I don't know that they have anything like that for the reiners, but there are opportunities for both youth and adults and amateurs that want to do that with either through the Quarter Horse Association or through the Rein Horse Association.
Well, what about your jumper? I mean, that's got to be difficult for you to find.
Yeah, we usually have to go to Nash Clarksville or Murfreesboro. They have a lot of hunter jumper shows there. And, of course, the quarter horses also offer the hunters, which makes it nice for my husband and myself to go to quarter horse shows. And I can do the hunters in the morning, and he can do the pleasure horses and reiners in the afternoon.
I know you and your husband, do you have children? Is it like a family affair, or is it?
We don't have any children. We have horses and dogs. And we have a lot of other people's children who come and ride with us and go to the horse shows with us, and we have a good time with that.
Oh, that's great. Well, these are just awesome looking horses. They're beautiful.
They are. You can tell a lot of hard work went into this class. And it's interesting, too, to see the more young youth out there competing with the older trainers, the older professionals.
And they can win.
Oh, yeah.
Easily. Absolutely. I mean, I know a lot of them work hard. A lot of them might have somebody else helping them work hard. You know, and then they get on the show or something. But it's one thing that we were talking earlier about, the horses, how it can be a family affair.
Yes.
It's such a great thing. I think for young people, learn the responsibility of a horse is terrific. I didn't grow up with horses or anything. I was like Martha. I just got my passion later on for whatever reason. And when it does get in your blood, I mean, good luck. You're going to have them forever. I mean,
and it can be costly, but I think the investment for the youth is so, the benefits you get from it are so great.
they don't ask them to back up or anything.
They might ask them to back up, and in a quarter horse show, it's actually a requirement of the class that they back at some point. At open shows, I think they're a little more liberal with what they can do and not do. So. And it looks like the judge is going to make a little trip down through there, maybe make some comments to the riders, which is always nice.
I always like, it looks like they are asking them to back up. I like to see that. I just do. I know in some of the walk-in classes they do that also. I didn't really notice it this evening that they were.
That's just another test again of the horse's responsiveness to the rider and his level of cooperation with the rider, and that's what you're looking for. You know, you don't want to see the horse throw his head up. You want to see him again give his face and back readily when he's asked to.
Whoa, one backed up pretty far there.
As long as they don't back up over the judge, you're all right.
I can remember the first time that I'm trying to think it was the first time it was the first time I ever won a class. I have a walking horse, a registered racking, so I used to show racking in East Tennessee, and so it was, my horse did really well. I was the only one that was doing a show walk, and I think that was a part of why I won. So it's very important for people to understand the gait that they should do. Everybody in there was doing just a flat, what I call a deadhead walk, and I was doing a show walk, which is more collected, and so I won, and I was doing my victory pass. And I mean, man, was I excited. This was my first victory pass. So I'm going down in front of it'd be taking the victory pass all the way down through here, and the whole crowd started laughing. Laughing. Now I'm looking around at my apparel and everything and wondering what's going on. And about that time, a cat passed us going 90 miles an hour and ran around my horse and ran in front of us and went out the way we were going. It was hilarious, but I was very concerned when they started laughing at my victory pass.
You were afraid something was amiss there.
That was pretty good.
I can remember I was so nervous. I was so nervous and scared. That seems like such a it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But you can kind of play on those emotions when you're helping your students ride, and you can remember back to your first show, and that can be helpful for them to know that, everybody feels that way sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. I'd like to tell everybody, too, this is being brought to you by WTV. It's your local public television station. Wait a second here. I think we'll turn over to Drew.
Beginning the
change our voice in order not sound like we are pretty sure that we found. In other words, Upper Cumberland like. And we didn't know because that's us. And we just, that's right. We can't lower voice. We can't sound whatever, but but anyway, we do so much local programming for the Upper Cumberland area, and this is just a good indication of the hours that our crew puts in. I know it's so appreciated. Let's see, I keep trying to hear if he's ready or not.
Yes, I actually watched this last year on TV.
Okay, here we go, first place.
Awaiting if you'll ride over to the 10th entry, number 125, Montana. That's Lolita Winner riding. Lolita Winner also is the owner out of Smithville, Tennessee. Montana first in the class. Lolita Winner riding in on Montana, please. Center ring. Lolita Winner, Smithville, Tennessee, first in the class. Second award, second goes to you. Into number 131. 131 is Coosa Mr. Lori Puckett, owner rider, Cookville. Third place award to 114, Skip's Two-Eyed Dream, Renee Seeley, the owner rider out of Bill. Skip's Two-Eyed Dream, 114 is third. The fourth award goes to number 93, D, with Wayne Cobble riding for Lisa Bejar. The 11th place award, you're going to run across, if you will, to accept your award. 86, Allie and Lisa Bejar. So let's give all of these riders a courtesy round of applause and thank them for coming out tonight and showing in the Open Western Pleasure class. Riders.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Magoonin Oil Company, 114 Church Street in Allgood. Distributors of Shell Oil products in locations throughout the Upper Cumberland area. Magoonin Oil Company, family owned since 1948, is proud to support WCCE Public Television.
Hi, I'm Heidi McWilliams, McWilliams Realty and Auction Company, Cookville, Tennessee. We are proud to sponsor the Putnam County Fair on WCTE-TV.
McWilliams Realty and Auction has been selling the Upper Cumberland for over 26 years. In market sales and at auction, McWilliams Realty and Auction sells your property at top market value. Concentrating on personal one-on-one service, you will find a professional and friendly associate helping you step of the way.
Credit Services at 1285 South Walnut Avenue, serving the Upper Cumberland. Call Kyle, Brandon, or Jason at 526-6636.
Okay, we just got through the Open Western Plater class, horse class. Gina Leslie was with me. She'll be back for class 10. She was just a wealth of information. I'm so glad that I didn't have to wing that by myself. She was terrific. Well, she should. She knows a lot about, has been in the horse business for a long time. And she said she rode 100 jumpers.
Right,
so that's interesting.
right. Next, we have the 4-year-old walking, and it's an amateur specialty, which, of course, designates a specialty means that it's only a 2-gate class. As I started to say, that the walking horses normally have, or can have in a show ring, 3 gates: the flat walk, which is the slowest, the running walk, and the canter. And if a class is designated as a specialty class, that means they do not canter.
Okay.
Or lope, as the quarter horses call it. So these will be amateur ones that ride for the love of the sport. Don't get paid, do a lot of paying and that, but, you know, as I say, it's for the love of the sport. And they are 4 years old. And it doesn't say mare gelding or whatever, so any type. Now, here we come in on, let's see, who's in this class?
I'm trying to see who's in the class here. Number 153, Coxie Lookin. Eric Swafford is the rider and trainer, also the owner.
Alrighty, we have number, well, I've 164, 154, Sky of Gold. Donald Robinson is the rider. Joe Claiborne of Birdtown is the trainer, and David Robinson of Cookville is the owner.
165 Midnight Dollar. Abby Fox is the rider. Joey Claiborne trainer. And I'm not sure about the owner.
I think it's the Quentin Fox family of Cookville is the owner there. Then we have number 166, Impressive. No, wow. Well,
I don't think there's
what it is.
But we can tell you that Jim and Heidi McWilliams own it. it's
Joey Claiborne is the trainer, right? And Heidi is showing. I saw her come in. There she is on the screen right now. As a matter of fact.
Yeah. 104. We have JFK's Top Aid. Allie Riley is the rider. Trainer Gary Martin. Dick and Sally Riley in Leesburg, Tennessee are the owners.
All right, and there's Donald Robinson of Cookville. So he and Heidi both have been on the walking horse show circuit all summer long.
Now, is this one of those pusher horses we were talking about, or would you guess? Would you not guess what it was?
It could be, yes, because of the way it's all marked up. We at the Upper Cumberland Walking Horse Association have a 13 designated shows, and for all these shows, there's Abby Fox, her horse, her 4-year-old. We have 13 shows, and a lot of these people go to all these locations. The Livingston last week, next week it'll be Crossville, and show in the same classes, and they accumulate points. And then at the end of the show season, we have we tabulate all the points, and one, of course, that has the highest amount of points wins the high point trophy for that particular class. And we do have one for a 4-year-old amateur. So these people are all vying for that high point trophy. And then at right before Christmas, we have an awards banquet. And again, this is the Upper Cumberland Walking Horse Association, and all members that are eligible for the High Point Award. So it's always fun because usually it's a secret, you know, who's going to win. Yeah. Although you kind of do keep up with your own points, just make sure you know. But we have that awards banquet and give out the trophies, and that's always an exciting time. So we see these people, you know, it becomes an extended family. We're competitive with each other, but we also enjoy each other's company. And so these horses have probably come up against each other at several shows over the summer season. Well, there's Abby. She's adjusting the horse and her riding habit and getting all ready. And of course, we had you start off on a flat walk, which I said is the slower of the gates, obviously.
Sometimes they start off so fast to me in the flat walk, I don't know where they can go from there.
That's true, and normally you'll see them be a little slower the first way ring as they come in, but when they reverse, like they've done here, they sometimes go faster the second way of ring, pull more into it, so to speak.
Mighty, beautiful horse. Now that would you call that Sorrel or Chestnut?
I would.
People absolutely. Some people say Sorrel and Chestnut. Some say Chestnut and Sorrel.
Well, I always think a little red is Sorrel. Exactly. That's what I do as well. And some people just say Chestnut Sorrel, so you get it all covered.
There you go.
That way.
That's pretty smart.
I think we can agree that's black.
There you go. We can do that. And if everyone enjoys coverage like this, like I said earlier, WCE, we work really hard to bring local coverage. You know, we cover the Smithville Jamboree and certain events here at the fair and so forth. And would like you to consider becoming a member. If you did, you would get a member's choice guide for just $30 a year. You would know when everything was going to run. Now, I know people that will just go through our member's choice and which is a guide to the schedule for the month. We get every month. And they just sit there and they mark the things. You know, when the horse show, they want to see that and so forth. And really like for you to let us know what things that you do appreciate in WCE, what things you would like for us to cover, and maybe things that aren't important to you.
Well, there's a lot of people that would love to come to the horse show or other events at the fair, but for one reason or another, maybe they're elderly or infirmed or other reasons, they can't be here. There's a wonderful way of bringing the Putnam County Fair to the populace. So we're so pleased that television, I think I was fair secretary way back in 80, 81 or sometime or another when WCP started coming to the fair, and it's been a wonderful way to publicize the fair and all the things that go on. You all do such a great job of bringing so many different things there. Well, we have lots of polls, and it's
yeah, we do. We actually cover, and you probably don't know this, Fulton County area, where we go out, and we're even on in Murfreesboro.
Well, I was going to say, I saw you all, I was in this international horse show this past week for 4 days, and I was switching channels when the few minutes we were at the hotel. And there's WCP, and I thought, oh boy,
pretty exciting, isn't it?
It is. I didn't realize it went out that far. I'll say I like Heidi's hat.
Well, Heidi just always looks like, I mean, she's got it all together, you know.
Right.
She's done this before, by the way.
Well, that's what she was, I saw her last night at the Belfast Horse Show, and we sat together, and I told her that I was getting some information together and everything to be with you tonight. She said, oh, I did that. And she said it was lots of fun, but, you know, it's hard work. You know, I didn't realize you just really have to sit up here, and you have to think a lot of things going on and look at the monitors and the horse show, but it's fun.
Wait just a minute. How hard is it for you and I to talk about horses?
Well, it's not like it's not the first time that we've done this. That's true, but not in front of an audience. You know, my goodness.
Well, but we're just sitting here talking to each other. I mean, we don't pay attention to. We don't think there's anybody out there listening, right? We'll just act like there's not. I think there probably is.
Well, I hope so. I hope so, because I want everyone to see what we're so proud of. And I believe here we go.
7 is tied, and we announce that decision, and to make the awards, go right to the center of the ring to get your award. First, the blue ribbon and the trophy to 165 Midnight Dollar and Abby Fox aboard for the Quentin Fox family, Cookville. Midnight Dollar with Abby Fox riding to first. Now your second award, belongs to you, 166, Heidi McWilliams riding Wild and Woolly. If you own the gym and Heidi McWilliams Realty, Cookville, Wild and Woolly, second. Third award, right across 104, that's JFK's top 8, and Sally Riley is the rider. For Dick and Sally Riley Lewisburg, JFK's top 8 is third. That fourth award belongs to you, 164, Sky of Gold, Donald Robinson, the owner rider. Sky of Gold, 164, fourth. And the fifth award to you, 153, Caught You Looking. Eric Swafford is the owner rider. Eric's out of Pikeville, Tennessee. Winning entry gets the final push down the ring. That's 165 Midnight Dollar. Abby Fox is the rider. The owner's the Quentin Fox family, Cookville. Midnight Dollar, 165 with Abby Fox riding to the blue.
And I would definitely call it a black horse.
I would.
We're not going to guess about that.
You know, and it's hard being out there yourself. There was a class or two last night that just had one horse in the class, and
oh my goodness,
that's so difficult to try to be out there by yourself, and it's not something you wish to happen. Even though you're going to get a blue ribbon, you know that, but it's still.
I had a friend in East Tennessee that used to tell me that the victory pass could embarrass you quicker than anything.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, now here's usually one of the largest classes in the show, and that's the country pleasure. This is a light shod class, and I don't know how many is in this class, but I know there's 2 sheets full here. So we'll look forward to seeing this. Here again, this is usually with our Upper Cumberland Working Horse Association. This is one of the hotly contested high point awards because so many people do show in this class, and from week to week, the winner, might not be the same. So it's always fun at the end of the year to find out who's going to win the high point on the country pleasure. 16 entries.
While I'm looking here at the things that are going to be going on in the fair the rest of this week, so everybody needs to think about coming out on Wednesday. They're going to have the Wild Western Mule Show in the main arena. Now, you'll have to come down for that. It starts at 7 p.m. Everybody really enjoys this class. I was trying to see if I had a class sheet here. They'll have everything from the coon jump, which you all might have heard me talk about last year. I had a mule in the coon jump last year that won, actually, and they'll have it again. They have a pantyhose race.
I didn't know that.
Well, not a lot of, yes, I'm not known for my mules, am I? And, she, as a matter of fact, the first 3 times out, for her doing the coon jump, she won all 3.
Really?
Yes, she did. So
she
likes
has a
to
natural
jump.
talent for that, doesn't
Which,
she?
it's my understanding that mules actually do have a natural talent. But
I think they do, yeah.
They want to more than others. We also, on Thursday, will have the county horse show. And earlier in the day, the Putnam County Hunter Jumper Riders. Maybe Gina, who was here earlier, maybe she'll be in that one. Friday, we'll have the Demolition Derby in the main arena. Saturday, motorcycle races. And Sunday that's it. The removal of the exhibit. So you all be sure to come down for the remainder of the fair. I mean, let's hope the weather is as nice as it is tonight. My goodness.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. We better start reading because there are so many. How many did we decide?
I think they said 16, I believe. And you'll notice in here that we have a combination of English riding attire and also Western. In country pleasure, you can dress your way.
Okay, number 247 is Pride Stark Fury. Todd Mackey is a rider, and he's also on a Cookville.
And 450 is Silver's Lucky Strike. Rachel Hayes is the rider from Hillham, Tennessee.
And 199, Fashion Sunny
Attraction.
Sunny Attraction, thank you. Rebecca Jackson is the rider. Jenny Jackson is the trainer, and I can't see who the owner is.
Well, I have to know it's Dr. Tom and Martha Willis of Cookville, Tennessee.
You are kidding.
Well, let's don't talk about it. Let's move on.
Wait just a minute, everybody. That was 199. We'll be watching for 199 then. Okay, let's go on. Is this 112 or is this 91?
Well, I don't know.
91
maybe.
Braveheart.
It's the gray horse out there. I know that.
Sarah Cliff is the rider. We have Lonnie Ewan, the trainer, and Hope High from
Florida.
Yeah, is the owner. Great.
Right.
That's terrific.
199 is Hard Feelings. Nicole Phillips is the rider and the trainer, and Rellyn Phillips, her grandfather, is the owner.
101 is Big Time Light. Ricky Butcher is the rider, and I'm guessing he's the trainer and the owner from Lafayette, Tennessee.
Number 96, Ebony's Andy Max. Trav Clark is the rider, and the Sherrill family of Baxter are the owners.
Number 97, Max Ragdoll. Jimmy Sherrill is the rider, and Sherrill family from Baxter are the owners.
Number 27, E.T.'s Magnolia Wine. Gilpatrick is the rider. Haley Whitehart is the trainer, and they're from Cookville.
180 is the Light Satin Sun. Andrea Fleetwood is the rider and trainer, and Sean Larson is the owner.
Right. Okay. Then we have number 99, or 98 rather, Dawn's Midnight Sun. Brenda Turnick is the rider for D&R Stables of Sparta.
Well, now we all know Brenda Turnick's here.
Right. She's been with you several times. Joanne and Gina Brooks from Shelbyville, Tennessee are the owners.
We have number 69, Big Daddy. John Robbins is the rider and trainer. And can you tell me who that is?
And I think the Robbins family also owns from Tennessee. Ruby 2, number 107, ridden by Jeanette Kuzla, and from Naples, Florida.
Wow, that is a long way, isn't it? Number 97, Delight Walkabout.
Jack McCormick.
Okay.
Is the rider. Joey Claiborne is the trainer, and Jack McCormick is the owner, also from Livingston.
Okay, 101, Junior's Pride of Threat. Taylor Bilbrey is the rider, and Lisa Bilbrey is the owner.
And we have 147, Beautiful Pushover. Ariel Chaffin is the rider and the trainer, and Larco Medical is the owner of Cookville.
Okay, now, gosh.
Okay, there's Braveheart, the beautiful gray horse there, and then you have a spotted saddle horse on camera now.
Now, what would be the difference in this class and the earlier flat shod class that we saw there?
Well,
I can't remember the name of that class.
The light shod class that you saw earlier, there was a little animation.
Okay.
These are really the backyard type horses that you see out on the field. And of course, they're still doing the same sort of gait. They're supposed to be doing the same sort of gait in that they're a 4-bit gait, and they shake their head every time that they take a step. And there again, if they're not shaking their head, they're not really doing the true walking horse gait. And this type of class, you'll see a lot of different ways of going. And as I say, the different dresses too. It seems that Western dress has gotten to be very popular this last year or two.
Let me ask you this. I know you said the gray horse out here is your horse.
No, the gray horse is not my horse. But
which color is your horse?
My horse is black.
Black. Okay, one of those horses.
Well, I was going to say she is the little black horse right
with
here
the red
with the girl with the red on.
Oh, look at that head.
She's only 2 years old.
Well,
we're just very proud of her. We owned her grandmother, and she passed away last year at the age of 30.
Wow, 30.
At 30, that's right. And so this is our little baby, and we're just very, very pleased with her. And whether she wins, loses, or draws, we still think she's wonderful.
Oh, sure. Yeah. He is
now, look at this
wonderful.
horse right here with his ears flopping. A lot of times they're really relaxed when you see that
I
sort
always
of thing.
like that.
And I just that's just a grand thing, that they're having a good time too.
Yeah. Because so many of the horses
here
are like hens.
There you could see the two styles of horses. In it, you have a Western horse, and also right behind it, another red jacket is an English riding habit. All righty. They're lining up. And is this been the largest class so far?
Let's see, that was your horse in the red, right? What was the number of your horse?
I don't even know.
I'm trying to...
Let's see, she's 199.
191.
99.
99. 199.
But as I said, she's 2 years old, so, we're very pleased with what's been done with her this year, and next year we know that she'll hopefully even be better. But it's hard for a 2-year-old to compete with some of these aged horses. And, some of these may have been ridden for, they may be 10, 12 years old and have been shown for all that time. And if you put together all the ages of this group of horses, you're probably going to come up with a large number, because these horses can just be shown for years and years and years. We were talking about the age of the competitors, also the age of the horses. There's a lot of horses that show way into their teens. And, you've heard of the abuse of horses. And certainly there has been some of that in the past, but we hope that is no longer the case as it was. And a lot of the walking horses are being shown into their teens and even to their 20s. So they're taking good care of us. Did you see them back up?
Yes, I was glad to see that. We were talking about that earlier. Some classes do and some don't.
Right. Well, the pleasure classes in walking horses, the pleasure classes have to all back up. That's one of the criteria. And they're against to show the versatility of the horse. And if you were out on a trail or whatever, if you needed to get out of a certain situation, you could back your horse. It's not a natural gait for a horse to back up. And it's something they have to learn to do, have to train to do. I think that's kind of interesting that that's not a natural thing. Now,
yeah, I would think it would be.
Yeah, you would. But apparently that's what I've been told,
I was going to mention, too, I don't know how many people know that Tennessee is now number 2 in the nation in the number of equine. We used to be number 3. In 2004 survey, we went up behind Texas,
and
number 1, and we are number 2 in the
California
nation.
number 2 before, and now they're number 3, I guess.
Correct.
Well, I didn't.
That and
well,
equine means horses, donkeys, and mules, and it's just, to me, that's so exciting to know that this is in our beautiful state.
Well, it really is, and you drive up and down all the back roads, and you see in the pastures, and you can see there's a lot of horses out there. Because people love them, you know, they love you, and you love them. So whether you show them or just have them as a backyard hobby, it is a wonderful thing to get into. Now, these are light shod, meaning that they do have a smaller shoe on than a heavier shod. The park pleasure horses that we'll be seeing in class 21 have a heavier shoe on them.
I was going to say, if anybody's interested in the survey that was done, they need to go online and go to www.tnproduct.org. And I'm telling you, it goes all the way down to the number of equine, how much money we spend.
I don't want to know that.
No, not us. Not us. And Wayne Neighbors is joining us right behind us, trying to get us to crack up or do something. And we just know that he must have something to say. We don't know what it is. Let's see what if Wayne Neighbors had anything to say about this great horse show.
Is that on?
I guess we're going to find out by
Really?
time. That might be trouble if it's on.
Trouble if it's on or it's off? Well, I'm just been over here, playing and just seeing this fangle-dangle new screen over here and thinking, woohoo! We just eased up a notch or two. You know what I mean?
Tell you, WCPE rocks now. We're on our way.
I'll tell you what.
Good.
They've taken things to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'm telling you. Well, this is kind of a first for you to sit at this spot and kind of co-host, with the...
Actually, Becky was late last year.
Yeah.
So I had to sit for 2 hours.
But now, you have with you tonight a lady who knows all kinds of stuff about walking horses and has shown so much. So I know these folks at home are enjoying you guys tonight talking about walking horses and this sort of thing. No?
Well, it's like we were saying earlier. It might, just the thought that, you're on camera or whatever might be a little nerve-wracking to start with. But if you ever start talking about horses, I'm telling you, you just can't shut us up.
I'm telling you.
And that's how most of us are.
Well, this is a pretty neat year for me. This is, I told the folks, and they were so sweet to me back at the spring show, that this is 25 years for me
Oh, my
playing.
goodness. You started when you were 10?
I started when I was 10, Mark. You knew me back when you were there. God love your little heart. You were 11. I knew we grew up together in the ring, but I just didn't realize how. You know what I'm saying? 25 years, and it is so neat. My 25th year playing for walk horse shows. I have been so blessed. I've got to go a lot of places and play a lot of shows, and but there's nothing like playing your home show. I'm telling you, this was a childhood dream of mine. Seriously, when you say childhood, we're talking about left. I used to come to the show and watch Colonel Jones play organ.
Oh, yes.
And Colonel died just a few months ago. Bless his heart. But he was such an encouragement to me. We wrote down a song sheet, that would go with this class and that class.
He was so good.
And I'm telling you, I have been so blessed. And so I was said, man, someday I would love to do that. And here I am, 25 years later, and it's pretty neat,
And you don't look a year older.
I don't. I turned 50 in June. Hit the 50, and but that's I don't look it and don't feel it and certainly don't act it. All right.
Got that last one now.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Are we going to?
All right. I'll come back and yak at you again. You're welcome.
Horse play. Class 20. The winner of that class will receive the Tommy Trisdale Memorial Trophy, and that is class number 20. Let me clarify another item on the program. We announced that there will be a brief break after class 10, and there's a class 10 and a 10A, which may some confusion. The break will be after the youth Western Pleasure class 10. Then 10A will be ready to come to the ring. That'll be the open spotted horses. You'll be ready right after the break to come to the ring. So right after the class 10, the youth Western Pleasure class, will be just a slight break. And then when we resume, we'll go to class 10A, the open spotted horse.
from Florida before here in Cookeville, and that's great to have a little extra competition come up.
Is. I'd like to invite everybody to come down to our WCT booth in the North Grandstand. We have some people down there that would like your opinion on some things, and we have some great decorations, and you'll learn who's going to be at our Stations of Imagination. Actually, I might just tell you here in a minute. It's Bert and Ernie will be at Stations of Imagination. Isn't that great?
Fun, yeah.
That'll be on September 10th. Of course, that's affiliated with Fall Fun Fest on the